नमस्ते गुरुजी। जय गुरुजी महाराज। जय गुरुजी सासंग जी। मल्टीलिंगुअल ग्लोबल सेवादार टीम की तरफ से आप सबका हार्दिक स्वागत है। विथ फोल्डेड हैंड्स we thank you our Guruji Maharaj for enabling us with organizing Sangat sharing Shiva today. Today we are fortunate to have once again with us dear Tanuj Kapoor ji, who will be sharing her blessings from Guruji Maharaj. Sangat ji, as you all know, we all wish to deepen our connection with Guruji Maharaj. We are looking forward hearing your satsangs. Tanuj ji, Jai Guruji, over to you.
Jai Guruji, Namaste to Guruji Maharaj and to all Guruji's beloved Sangat who are listening today. Thank you, Guru Maharaj, so much for once again giving me the opportunity to share your blessings with your devotees, your Sangat. And we call this Sangat sharing. So I am honored and privileged and most delighted to get this opportunity once again to share the blessings that Guru Maharaj has showered on my family and me. As you know, this is a new endeavor to record all the blessings, that means all the satsangs in English. And for me personally, this is the third session of the English series. Thank you so very much, Suresh Vasan Uncle Ji, and the complete multilingual global Sevadar team for starting this endeavor, because there are so many Guruji's devotees, his Sangat all over the world. And because they are not able to understand Hindi or Punjabi, so this enables them to listen to Guru Maharaj's blessings and derive hope and inspiration from it. So it is a wonderful endeavor guided by Guruji. Thank you very much, Multilingual Sevadar team, for giving me this opportunity. Sangatji, today is every day with Maharaj is blessed, and it is a very, very happy journey with him. But some days are more special, and today is one of them. In fact, the extra blessing started last night. I was myself caught unawares at about 10:45 p.m. when I, was putting the glass of water for Guruji Maharaj for the night, which in return he blesses for us, and it becomes our divine and Amrit Prasad. When I, came to the room and I was talking to Guruji and I was putting the glass of water in front of his picture, which we call Swarup, I got a strong fragrance of Guru Maharaj's very special prasad, which is called Kada Prasad, which is famous of all Gurdwaras, and also it is a trademark and the most auspicious prasad that was given by Guruji. So there was a strong fragrance of the Kada Prasad, unmistakable. I just looked at Guruji Maharaj in the photograph and I said, I am getting this strong fragrance. What are you indicating? And then I said, I want a stronger indication from you. So then I went back to the kitchen for some work. And when I came back into my room, that fragrance was there and stronger than before. So I understood that Guruji is indicating his presence and is telling me to make Kara Prasad in honor of his presence there. It was such a beautiful feeling, as you can all understand how it is every time Guru Maharaj, makes his presence felt. He's always with us, within us, around us. And I have realized that in so many years. But occasions like this are very special, and he makes us feel special. So I was naturally delighted. And then what happened this morning? So of course, I said, Guruji, it is almost 11 p.m. But since you are indicating, I am going to make the Kara Prasad. So I made the Kara Prasad and I offered it to Guru Maharaj. And after that, I also had some. The rest of the family had it in the morning because everybody was asleep at 11 p.m. Thank you so much, Guruji. And then this morning, there was another shower of blessings from him. In the morning, when I was in the kitchen and just washing my hands at the kitchen sink, Guruji's unmistakable floral fragrance, his trademark floral fragrance, that came. That came for a short while, maybe about a minute, not too less, but to make sure that I once again know that he's still there and is blessing. So this is a beautiful blessing, and the start to today's seva was such a wonderful feeling. Thank you so much, Guruji. Thank you very, very much. And uh, some people may feel that what is so special about it, but only when you experience it. It cannot be put into words. It is only when you experience Maharaj's presence then you realize how special it is. So now I will begin whatever we have planned for today's session. Like I said, this is the third session. And so I am now going to come to, it was 1992 when my husband was posted to the Northeast. And this is after having been spent a lot of good time with Guruji while we were in Gurdaspur and Jalandhar, which are cities in Punjab. Now my husband was posted to, the northeast of India. And the year is 1992. From here, for the next about 8 years or so, I did not get a chance, my family and we did not get a chance to meet Guruji. In fact, looking back, I feel, and because I have also heard such narrations from a few Sangat, that it is often planned by Guruji. Because if he wants you to meet, you will meet him somehow or the other. But probably he had planned that we were to stay away from him physically for the next few years. And also, for some reason, Guru Maharaj's thought was not the prime focus in my mind. I don't know why that happened, but life was beautiful. And in this time, while we were away physically from in the Northeast, in the army station where my husband was posted, Guru Maharaj was constantly monitoring our lives as well as the lives of our families. I mentioned to you in the last episode that how, when we were not there, Guruji Maharaj came over to my home in Delhi, met my parents, my in laws, went to my father's bookshop. I shared those beautiful blessings. So, Guruji Maharaj does not need to meet you or be in touch with you physically to bless you. He is, what we call as Param Atma, the universal energy. And he does what he pleases. And wherever we may be, our blessings just come. So these next few years, which were in the Northeast, and I said I was not thinking about Guruji. Guruji was blessing us in more ways. My son then was, this is my third child, my son was about 3 plus. And in the initial part of that posting, in the first 2-3 years, he came down with two very serious medical issues, both of which are usually lifelong, both of which require lifelong medication. I may not want to disclose the name of the problem, but it was, it gripped my son when he was very little at about 3, like I said, the first one. And it was so traumatic, not only for him, but for us as well. But I don't know from where I got the strength. And I will not say that I was thinking of Guruji or I was asking for strength. No, but I became so strong, probably, like Shakti. The, later on, in many years later, Guru Maharaj once told me, I'll say that in Hindi, which is Nari Shakti Sabto Prabal, which means the woman power is the most supreme energy. And I experienced that energy then. This was told to me, this statement was told to me much later, many years later by Guruji. But in 1992, or this would be 1993 probably, when I experienced that suddenly I had become so strong mentally and emotionally, physically, because I just had to take charge. And dear devotees, dear Sangatji, like I said, the medication for this problem is usually lifelong. But for my son, beyond 2 weeks, it didn't occur at all. In fact, what happened? A savior came. I think Guruji came in the form of a savior. Initially, I went to the doctors, to the army doctors there, and they prescribed medication which was to be given every day, a couple of times every day. And I did so. But there wasn't much respite. And somebody suggested to us that close by, close to the army camp, there was a saint, a fakir, who was blessed with healing powers. And people suggested to us, why don't you go there? Why don't you take your son there? Sangaji, like I said, we are not from families who would go to just anybody, especially for such mercy, because I have been practical and I had also learned by a few earlier experiences in life, I had learned to accept and endure them. But I think something took us there. My husband was not really inclined to go, but I decided to go. So I took my son and that fakir. I will not even mention his name. He said, he said, somebody has done, cast an evil spell on him. And that is why he's experiencing this. So he gave me a blessed black thread, which was called taviz. And he said, put this on his arm. It will go away in 2 weeks. And dear devotees, dear Sangaji, it never happened after that. Although the doctor suggested that I must continue the medication for at least 2 more years, which I did so. But the problem did not occur after those 2 weeks. So immense gratitude and shukrana to my Guruji Maharaj. We were away from him. I was not in touch with him. I was not even thinking about him or praying to him. But he was monitoring. And I think the magnitude of the illness is so immense and so much long lasting that 15 days, when I look back, 15 days were, I think he just condensed the entire thing in those 15 days. Yes, those 15 days were emotionally wrecking for me because my son was too young to realize the experience the trauma. He experienced the physical symptoms which were debilitating, but to experience the trauma, it is always the parents. But thank you so much, Guruji, for coming to our help and for these blessings that you shower on your sangat, on your devotees, despite us deserving it, I think. The second illness was a speech problem, which again is usually lifelong. But Guru Maharaj came to our rescue again. This time also, I never prayed to Guruji. I never asked for help, no ardas at all. But a dear friend came to our help. He observed my son. He knew my son. This time my son was about 5, and he used to sing a lot. And every time he sang, there was no problem. But every time he spoke, the speech problem was very prominent. And it was unnerving for us as parents. But you know what the doctor told us? The doctor was a friend. And he said, your son is very bright. His mind is very sharp. His mind is sharper than the vocabulary he has. And that is why the mind is racing and the vocabulary is unable to keep pace with that. Just let him be. Do not check him. Just let him be and it will go away. Sangaji, it just went away. It went away and we did exactly what he had guided us. Guru Maharaj also must have given us the good thinking. We didn't check him at all. We just showered him with love and let him be and brought him up like just any other normal child. So within a few, maybe a year also, that problem also just went away. And for my same child, my son, many years later, in Empire Estate once, when I was talking to Guruji about when my son was in class 12th, and I told Guruji, I said, I feel a little disturbed because he's bright, yes, I know, but he's not putting in the hard work that is required for to get through it with very high grades in class 12th because he wanted to pursue medicine back then. And you know what Guruji told me? He said, don't worry, your son is very bright and he's a very good human being. He's through in life. He said he's through in life, not only in exams. So this was told to me by Guruji many years later. But earlier on, this was in the early 90s, maybe 93, 94, when the doctor friend told us about my son. So these two major health issues, Guruji took care of it. There's no other way that it could have been minimized in such a small way. Many thanks, Guruji. बहुत बहुत शुक्राना आपका. Many thanks. So let's continue our journey with Guruji Maharaj, because our Guruji's grace is so immense, so magnanimous he is, that it is our just good fortune to be able to be his devotees, for him to take us in his fold and to shower his blessings on us. Next, I will tell you about, now from the Northeast, my husband was posted to Hyderabad, which is a city in the south of India. So I will tell you about Guruji's blessings there. There also discontinued the time where we were away from Guruji, and Guruji was not even in our thoughts. So in Hyderabad, I suffered a setback of slip disc. This slip disc was such a major one that despite all medical treatments and physiotherapies, and also I visited certain chiropractors in Hyderabad town. They were known to be very good, but somehow nothing was working for me. I was that much younger. This is about maybe now late 1999. And so for me to accept, I was on bed for 8 months battling with this problem. And it seemed to get aggravated. And why it got aggravated was because I started thinking negative. I could not accept the fact that I am going to be laid up in bed for God knows how long. I'd always led a very active, cheerful life. And for me to accept myself like this, I didn't know how long it's going to last because no treatment seemed to be working for me. And I was, my husband kept trying to motivate me, giving me all kinds of positive thoughts. But somehow I would think that, how would you know? You don't know what I'm going through. Those were my thoughts. And because of self-pity, because of prolonged negative thoughts about myself, I slipped into depression. I slipped into clinical depression. And now I was also on medication for that. So while this was going on, one fine day, while I was in bed, suddenly I thought of Guruji. And his thought, his love, it was so overpowering. It just took over my entire being. And I was anxiously waiting for my husband to come back from work. As soon as he came, I said, please find out where is Guruji, because only he can make me all right. My husband said, okay, I will find out. He tried. He didn't get much information, but then he called the people whose home we met Guruji for the first time in Gurdaspur. He used to be my husband's boss. He had retired by now, and he told my husband, We are not in touch with Guruji anymore, but I believe he's somewhere in Delhi. Now that somewhere in Delhi was a great news, but didn't know when and where. So, now I feel when I look back, the minute I thought of Guruji, and my thoughts were, Guruji, where are you? I need you. Only you can make me all right. And that was my conversation with him. Guruji, it was his time now to call us back physically in his fold. So, how he managed the things, my husband was asked to go on a field assignment, a border posting. My daughter, who in 1999 had started working, she had finished her graduation, university, and had started working. She had got a job, and in that job, they posted her to Delhi. So I thought, why should I stay back in Hyderabad? My son and I accompanied my daughter to Delhi because Delhi is also my hometown. So I came to Delhi, and also the minute I thought of Guruji, I started improving. I'd started walking in the house, but I'm still not okay. So when I came to Delhi, I had also started driving a little bit. I was able to sit for a while, but not for long. My brother, like I mentioned, the bookshop in Khan Market, Bahari Sons, which my father started, but was run later on by my father and my brother and the family. My brother insisted, seeing my condition, especially about depression, he insisted that I come and spend a few hours at the shop every day because he said you need to be with people. And so right he was. So I just want to say that any of us who are battling with any mental illness, the first thing we need to avoid is negative thoughts. We need to avoid self pity, and we need to completely have faith in Guruji. And also remember what Guruji said, everything is temporary. The bad times, the good times, everything is temporary. Now, the struggle with depression and slip disc was slowly coming closer to Guruji's blessings. So I'd started coming to Khan Market in the morning hours. I would open the shop, and one day when I came to Khan Market at about 10 a.m. in the morning, I parked my car in the parking lot. At that time, there are not many vehicles. Any of you who have visited Khan Market in Delhi, at, there aren't many people and hence not many cars in the parking lot. As I switched off the ignition and I opened the door, my front door, to come out of the car, to my amazement, I see Guruji standing there in the parking lot. I couldn't believe my eyes. Also, what I was used to, the way I had seen Guruji earlier, mostly in t-shirts and trousers, or in safari suits, or in Jalandhar Mandir in long kurtas and lungi or a pajama. Now Guruji was wearing a very fancy robe, which we call as his cholas. It was an orange colored, very glamorous robe, and he was there with two other devotees, three in fact, one lady and two men. And I just could not believe my eyes. I fell to Guruji's feet and I said, Guruji. And you know what Guruji said? Guruji picked me up and he told me, now you have found me. You have found Guruji. Of course, he spoke in Punjabi, but I'm telling you in English. He said, you have found Guruji. Now everything is going to be all right. Exactly my thoughts, my emotions, and the words which I had spoken to Guruji in Hyderabad. I said, Guruji, where are you? I need you. Only you can make me all right. And here in Khan Market, Guruji tells me, and you know what he called me? He said, BM Auntie. BM, Brigade Major, was my husband's rank in Gurdaspur. He was a major then. Now many years had passed and his ranks had progressed. But Guruji first addressed me and said, BM Auntie, now you have found Guruji. Now everything is going to be all right. And so I asked that lady, with Guruji. I said, where is Guruji these days? She told me Chhatarpur. I had never heard of Chhatarpur, and I tried to ask her, can you tell me where it is? She said, don't worry, you will find it. I wasn't very happy about that because I didn't know where Chhatarpur was, and I was, anxious to go and meet Guruji in his darbar. Because by now, a couple of minutes had passed, and Guruji had started walking towards the shops in Khan Market. And those other three Sangat followed him. I went into the shop, my own shop, Bari Sons. I did my morning, routine there. And when I came home, those days my husband was in Delhi. By now, he was commanding the Delhi Brigade. Now his rank was a brigadier, and he was the commander of the Delhi Brigade. So when I came home, I told him what had happened. And he said, wow, that's wonderful. We will go. We will go tomorrow. So the next day, we drove to Chhatarpur. We didn't know where it is. We didn't know where Empire Estates is. There was no GPS, but we reached because Guruji had wanted us to come. So everything is planned by Guruji. The timing is his. There were certain things, challenges, which we call karma, the result of karma, which I was enduring. And he wanted me to endure it for those many years before he brought me back in his fold physically. So, Sangatji, we need to trust Guruji. We need to have the patience. We need to have the faith in Guruji's timing and in Guruji's blessings. And Guruji's blessings are always there. He loves his devotees. And so, experiences like this, when I say time and again, do not be in a hurry. Do not compare yourself to the blessings of others. Very often, when we listen to satsangs, where somebody else is narrating their blessings, we only hear of the blessings because that is how Guruji had directed us. He would tell his Sangat to stand up and narrate the blessings showered by Guruji. He never asked the Sangat to talk about the challenging times for the months, days, or years that went before that. That is the way Guruji started this, and that's how it continues. So we always share our blessings, but not to be missed that there are many challenges for all of us, all Sangat, whether old or new. But with time, we have realized that Guruji is always with us. He's monitoring us. He's taking care of everything. And what we are experiencing is probably a small portion of what we were meant to endure because he has just taken away our karma. So next day we reached Empire Estate Sangaji. That itself is, something I wouldn't have believed the day before. But we were there. We were there before 7, and the satsang had not yet started. The Shabad Kirtan was not playing. Guruji was still in his uh, trousers and t-shirt, and he was not sitting on his asan. We met him as we entered. He gave such a mischievous and a very sweet smile. And today what he said? He said, come, Commander Auntie. He spoke in Punjabi and Hindi, but I am saying it in English. He said, come, Commander Auntie. And he repeated the same sentence. Now you have found Guruji. Now everything is going to be all right. So just a day before, he addressed me as BM Auntie, probably to tell me that he hasn't forgotten me in case I think whether Guruji remembers me or not. But the very next day, he's addressed me as Commander Auntie because now my husband was commanding the Delhi Brigade. And he said, you have found Guruji and everything is going to be all right now. And that's the way it was, and that's the way it continues to be. Such a beautiful blessing, Sangatji, just to imagine at what lengths Guru Maharaj goes to take care of his Sangat. He took care of my anxiety when my anxiety was reaching its peak. He came in and he then, put an end to that. So I started, my family and I, we started coming to Empire Estate. This was probably early 2000. And you know what Guruji said that first day? Sorry. He also said, you must come to me once a week. And do bring the children also. So that's what we did, and that's what I do till today. It's my Guruji's hukum, his advice to me that I must come once a week, and I do so. I do go to Bade Mandir every week, and Guruji's blessings continue. So was the start of our journey in Empire State. But let me also say, when I came to Empire State, and when the satsang started, the Shabad Kirtan started, and slowly the devotees started coming into the darbar and started sitting, I suddenly realized that the kind of people that were there now were from the higher strata of society. And I did feel, and they were all around Guruji. When Guruji changed his clothes and came in, wore one of the very, very glamorous and divine robes. And as he walked out of his room towards his chair, his asan, the fragrance that engulfed me was, was mesmerizing. I had not experienced this fragrance earlier in the Punjab days. This was divine. It for me it was a mix of jasmine, rose, sandalwood, and musk. And Guruji passed by and he went and sat on his chair. And then what I saw was, the who's who of Delhi were all around him. And my husband and I were sitting somewhere at the back. And I did feel this a bit that now Guruji is probably showering his love and blessings on these so-called VIPs. I don't know if, I just felt that the beautiful time, the informal, the loving times that we had in Gurdaspur and Jalandhar, are those over now? Are we not really up to the mark anymore? That thought did come to me, but I was proven wrong. Guruji never discussed anything with me, he never said anything, but soon, that day onwards itself, I realized Guruji's blessings were just, he was just showering us with blessings without us even saying a word. The very first day when we were leaving, he said, "Continue to come. Aish karo," he said. "Enjoy your life. I bless you with a beautiful life for now and always." All this was said to us in Punjabi and Hindi. And he said, "Keep coming." So the journey in Empire State continued, and it continued till 2007. We kept going every week as Guru Maharaj had asked us to do so. He also took us to Bade Mandir, and the many big events that were celebrated in Bade Mandir. Then special invite was always given by Guruji. He always said, every time we bowed down to him before any special event, he would give the date and said, "Come to Bade Mandir that day." Whether it was his birthday or Shivratri or the other main events. Very lovingly to each Sangat, he would say. He would give the date and he would say, "Come to Bada Mandir that day." So there were so many blessings. Let me share that in the initial days only, the first thing Guruji asked me to do was to get a copper lota. Now when I know and I hear the satsangs, I realized that Guruji would ask the few Sangat to get a brand new copper lota or a cup, the rounded tumbler, which is made of copper, good quality copper, because I think he would bless them with good health for life. He asked me to get it. And I think it was told to people who would need those blessings for health. And Guru Maharaj has blessed me immensely for health over the years. So he asked me to get the copper tumbler, the copper lota. The next day we brought it. And you know what? To my amazement, when we went back home that night, I saw one copper lota in the house. From where that came, I don't know. But it was not new, but I had never seen it and never used it. So next day, we took that lota and we gave it to Guruji. And Guruji smiled and he said, "No, not this. You should get a new one. Get it with your own money." So the next day, we bought a new one. And this time, when we took it to Guruji, he blessed it. And the way he would bless it, he took it in his hand. He once again asked my name, my date of birth. He then closed his eyes. He uttered a mantra into the lota. I could not understand the words, but I knew his eyes were closed. He was chanting a mantra, which was probably for my well being, for my good health. And he instructed me how to use that tumbler. For me, he asked me to clean it with ash. Back then, it was available. We would get it from some places where food was cooked. And he asked me to clean it with ash myself. And I did that for years. Later on, when I was not able to get the ash, some of the other Sangat guided me that clean it with lemon and salt. And I do so till today. So that was a blessing that was given by Guruji without me saying anything. The second thing he told after a couple of days, he asked me to get an Om made of gold for my daughter of 5 grams. He said, get an Om of gold 5 grams for your daughter. I never asked him why, for what. I don't know. I do it. Sangatji, I have never been to any gurus. I don't know the guru culture. I didn't know about our religious texts, nor about spirituality. But I think I'm grateful to Guruji that he gave me the good sense to not question anything. And I never asked. So I did that. We brought a gold Om for my daughter. And this time Guruji blessed that for my daughter the way he does everything. And my daughter continued to wear it. Maybe it was 2000 or 2001. I don't really remember, but it was the initial years, could be 2000 itself. And she continued to wear it till just about a month and a half ago, maybe about 6 weeks ago. One day she telephoned me, because she had visited us a previous day, and she said, Mom, I seem to have dropped the Om somewhere. Earlier she would wear it in the neck as a pendant. Then she realized that every time, she was probably going out, or she had to remove it quite often and then wear it back again. She said, I was not comfortable doing that. So she took that Om and got it put in a bracelet, in a gold bracelet, so that she could wear it all the time without having to remove it at all. So since then, she wore it till about 6 weeks ago. And 6 weeks ago, she called me and she said, Mom, I seem to have misplaced it somewhere. Have I left it at your place? I could make out that she's disturbed. So was I a bit, because Guruji's blessings are very dear to us. And the other thing is, it is for our benefit. For some reason, Guruji has blessed it. But I told her not to worry. I will look at my home. You also look nicely. For the next 2 days, 3 days, we did that. And then a thought came to me. And I called her and I said, don't worry at all, because maybe it was meant for this duration. Though Guruji never said anything to us that wear it for so many years. But I prayed to Guruji. I said, Guruji, if she's meant to wear it for longer, please help her to find it, because she's disturbed, she's anxious. But in case the blessings which you had given for the number of years, if that is done with, if if she's no longer needed to wear that bracelet, that Om, then we will understand that it's okay. So we never found that Om and the bracelet, though I told her, I said, I'll make it for you again. She said, no, Mom, I'll make it. I said, no, Guruji had instructed me to make it for you. I will do so, but only if you wish. I am convinced that maybe it's not required anymore. So after a few days, she also, her emotions were, put to rest. She was more peaceful now, and she said it's okay. So now it's been 6 weeks, everything is fine. And so that was Guruji's blessings again. We don't know what those blessings were for, what the duration was meant to be, because Guruji didn't say anything. He didn't say anything. He just blessed. So I'm looking at some of the points that I had thought I will share today. And okay, I'll just share another incident that when I came to Guruji in Empire State, I was recovering from, I shared just now that I was recovering from uh, slip disc and depression. I was almost fine, but not 100% there. But gradually that went away and went away for good, never to come back. But one day, while it was still a bit nagging and it was not very comfortable for me to sit on the ground in Empire State, once when I bowed down to Guruji, I just said, Guruji, it's still not okay. And you know what Guruji said to me? He said, you tell a Mahapurush only once. You don't have to repeat yourself. I felt a little embarrassed that I said I had reminded Guruji, but I had learnt my lesson for life. Guruji had said, you don't need to remind me. I know. So, Sangatji, this is a lesson for all of us. Sometimes we may get impatient, or we may think, I don't know whether Guruji remembers, or maybe my karma are not that good. It is nothing of that sort. Guruji knows exactly about all our problems, even without us telling him. I have so many experiences of that. And that is why I say with conviction. So I learned that. And we all must remember never to remind Guruji. Once we've told him once, we just need to tell him once. And our problems, if we don't share with our Paramatma, with our Guru Maharaj, who else will we share with? Nobody else understands. He understands, he knows, and he is going to bless us when the time is right. So, after that, every time when we took permission to leave, because we never left the darbar without taking his permission, sometimes he would ask us to stay back and for extra blessings, which were like it was another, like dreams come true whenever we experienced that. And it did happen. Guruji did bless us with those extra time, with that extra blessings on a few occasions. But most other times, when we took his permission, when we took Agya, he would say, keep coming. Kalyan Kitta, which means I've blessed you. Kalyan Kitta, Kalyan Kara gayi. Aish karo, andero. These were the phrases which meant keep coming. Blessings are with you. They are there with you always. Enjoy your life. Lead a good life. All these I'm translating in English. So, Sangaji, this is, I will put a pause to today's session. And in the next session, I will again come and share many more blessings of Guruji during the Empire State days up till 2007. And we will continue the journey as it is continuing even beyond 2007. Thank you. Thank you so much, Guruji. Thank you so much for these blessings. Today, I usually also normally like to share a bit of, as an old Sangat, as my responsibility, I always try and share something that I notice for the new Sangat. This time, I attended, Guruji these days is taking me for satsangs to people I don't know, I've never met, new Sangat. And this time, the satsang that I attended, I was so happy because they had organized the satsang in such a simple way, in such a devoted way. The Shabad, Kirtan, the playlist, the Sangat sitting was so disciplined, pin drop silent. Everything was followed as per the way Guruji would have wanted. And I'm sure he was so happy that day. We felt his energy that day. This was just a couple of days ago. The only thing that I wish to, and which I shared with the lady who had organized it, as soon as when I went into that darbar, it was all dark. They hadn't yet turned on the lights. So I went and I turned on the lights and I asked her, I said, why haven't you turned on the lights? Guruji Maharaj always liked the satsang, his darbar to be well lit, not only where his asan is, his chair is, but also where his sangat is sitting. So keep it lighted. She said, I had planned to do that, but I thought as soon as it is time for the kirtan to start, I will light the jot, and that's when I will turn on the lights. I told her, in my experience, I would advise you not to keep it in dark, because Guru Maharaj will not come at the time that you have planned for the satsang. He can come any time before that. And usually he does. I have a few experiences where Guru Maharaj has been in the darbar before the time, the scheduled time. And he has kind of encouraged me to light the jot earlier than what was planned. So I said, Guru Maharaj can come at any time. He may be there much in advance. So always keep the darbar. As soon as it is done, keep it well lighted. That is all for today, Sangatji. Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj, for giving me this opportunity. If I have kind of offended anybody or, made any kind of a mistake or error, do forgive me. And thank you very much, Suresh Vasan uncle. Once again, I'll say for this great opportunity. Om Namah Shivaya, Shivji Sada Sahai. Om Namah Shivaya, Guruji Sada Sahai.
Jai Guruji Maharaj. Thanks a lot for sharing your experiences and journey with Guruji Maharaj. Your messages were divine, blissful, and impactful at the same time. We look forward listening your satsangs and the remaining sessions in future. May Maharaj bless we all. Jai Guruji. Shukrana Guruji. Sangatji, now we will be taking Agya from Guruji Maharaj. Jai Guruji. Shukrana Guruji.
शुक्राना गुरुजी, आज्ञा दो महाराज, आज्ञा दो.